Alright, so our project for today is some outlets to toilets. So essentially what we're doing here is, this is a temporary fix right here that we have up here with the Sharkbites and the Pex. Essentially there was a union between there and it started leaking, so that was a temporary fix to get us by. Now we need running water for the toilets, so we're here to go ahead and try to fix it. So what we're going to do, we have the water shut off to the house. We're going to go ahead and cut all of this mess out and start from scratch, essentially coming here. I believe this is 3/4 pipe that's going to be going down to 1/2 inch. We're going to come up here where that blue PEX is. Need to get another one there, and then this here that you see going down, that goes to another toilet. The toilets are back to back. So we have an assortment of tools over here. If you're wondering, yes, this all costs more than just hiring a plumber, but that just wouldn't be fun. So we've got hopefully all the fittings that we're gonna need. We've got pipe cutter. We've got a flame retardant barrier so that hopefully we don't catch the house on fire. We have a propane torch, but decided to opt for one of the map heat ones because it burns a little bit hotter. We got soldering and flux. This is Pex and Sharkbites just in case something happens where we have to do another temporary fix. These are, I've always used the Sharkbite removal tools that are kind of like a C that go on there. These apparently work a lot better. It works kind of like a fork. You can get it on the side and grab it out a little better. So shut-offs for the toilet once we get up there, if we get up there. And then deburring tool, and so we'll see what happens. We'll get all that cut out and then come back.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to take this out, to slide these off. It's just going to be easier just to go ahead and cut this. So I got our little PEX tool here. I'll just go ahead and put it here maybe. It's going to spill water, obviously. We're in an unfinished basement, so we aren't terribly worried about it. I got a valve right there that's open into a hose, so it's kind of draining the excess. I just heard it create a vacuum and pull all the water down there. So I'm just going to tip it back, see if we can get it down in that hose bib at all. So then I'll just come down here. See if I can do another cut right there. Perhaps. Easier said than done. Well, that should give us enough room at least to go ahead and get the Sharkbite out of there. Just wanted it as much out of our way as possible. Okay, so we got that. Let's go open up our removal tool and see how that's going to work for us. Alright, so we've got this tool. The other ones you can usually just kind of put it on there and press them off, but I think this one hopefully is going to work a little better. It's significantly more expensive, but essentially it looks like it just slides right on there and then pushes towards that, and then I'm thinking you just, easier said than done. Let's see if I can work it off of there. Sliding a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we got that off. Sorry, splashed the cameraman. There's that. Supposedly you can reuse these, so maybe down the road that'll happen. We got this one here, pretty much going to be the same operation, but with 1/2 inch. Obviously that's too big, so we'll get the 1/2 inch, get that off of there, and then see where we want to go from there. So, okay, here's a question. I'm tempted to, we aren't going to be able to reuse this tee because it's cut so close there anyway. So why don't we go ahead and just cut it off.
Back there.
And at that point, what's the point of this fitting? Why don't we just cut it right there?
Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, let's get this one. I might need you to come hold the pipe. See how easy it is to get. Did you record that?
Yep.
Cool. Cut. I'm just gonna open that up to where I can get the blade on there. Yeah. I wanted it to be closer to the union, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it there. So. Okay. Okay, there we go. So that's off of there. So just a slip coupling there. We can try to get that off to reuse it if we deem necessary or want to. As far as everything goes, so what we're trying to do here is get this to here and then tee out one toilet here and then the other toilet right there. So we're gonna kind of brainstorm and see what we want to do here, and then plan on going from there with it. Okay. All right, so we're gonna try to get this pipe cleaned up so we can see how these fittings are gonna go on there to dry fit everything. I'm just gonna work that on there if it'll go. Okay. Bring it in. Work it back and forth. Okay, that appears to be much cleaner. So we've got this 3/4 to 1/2 inch. So hopefully that'll slide on there. It's gonna be nice and tight. That's for sure. Let's clean out the inside of this too while we're here. Taking the wire brush in there. Trying to get all the way down. Okay, let's see if that helps us at all. Man, that sure is gonna be tight. There we go. Okay. So that should be on there to where it's bottoming out. And then as you see here, we're now to everything from this point forward is gonna be 1/2 inch. So we're gonna see if we can make this 1/2 inch tee work right on there, or if we're gonna have to bring a piece out to get us to where we wanna be to tee onto there. And then we're gonna have to mock up another tee. We're gonna try to re-drill this so that way we can come straight up with the tee rather than having to go out and up. Okay? All right, so we drilled this hole out the rest of the way. There's this old one that's no longer working, so we had to go ahead and cut the old compression fitting off of there, but now we're essentially coming up through the ground since there's tile up there, so there's not really any easy way to get to that. So we've drilled this out the rest of the way to where this should now be flush with that. It gives us enough plate room to go ahead and get that set. So again, we have to go from 3/4 to 1/2 inch here. We have a tee going up here. This tee, we were able to go ahead, we cut off all this assembly that was in here. And so we're gonna go with a 90-degree elbow there to bring it over to a tee here, and then a fitting in between these two tees. So we have it mocked up over here on the table. So again, we're coming from 3/4 to 1/2 inch. We have a piece of 1/2 inch in between there, goes into a 1/2 inch tee, comes out. Here's our other tee that goes out to our 90-degree elbow, and this will attach to the other side of 1/2 inch. So what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna go ahead and try to get all of this soldered up now. So then when we go up there, it becomes just a matter of getting it attached in there, so that way we can go ahead and get this one we're gonna have to solder up, this one, and then depending on how we feel, We may solder this one down here, or we may do that after the fact. It's going to be kind of hard to get these in between those two pipes.
Yep.
Alright, so as you can see, we've soldered these few ones. As you can also see, we're definitely no experts. So we're just going to go ahead and show you what we've been doing. It's probably not right, but as long as it holds water, we're happy for now. So we're just taking the brush, we're doing the inside of them. Okay, take the brush. Then just as a precaution, we've got the deburring tool. Taking that.
And that's just the elbow, right?
Yeah, this is just the elbow. So usually I think the deburring is more for once you've made a cut. Because when you cut it, then it leaves the burrs. Then we got the brush. We'll come knock this one out. As you can see, we already cleaned them, but I don't think there's such a thing as too clean now. Be cautious, because this pipe is still very hot. I can feel it through this insulated glove right now. But got to clean out in there a little bit. I'm just going to wipe off. There's some dust on there, so I want to get that off of there. We got our paste. Now
deburr that pipe?
Yeah, probably should.
Because we did cut that one.
Okay, so that should be satisfactory. So which way is this elbow going to go?
It is going to go towards the ladder.
That way?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of this fun stuff in here.
And what's that stuff?
That is, what is it, flux?
Yep.
Something or other. Came in a little kit. Alright, so got that. That might be a little thick, but let's see. So I'm going to go around the outside here as well. And I don't know if you just saw, but the little hair from the brush did get in there. So we definitely don't want that. So I'm going to try to get that on a rag. There, I think that went on a rag. Oh, here it is again.
Another one?
Yeah, let's try to just get that out of the way. We've got a little bit of excess here. You should probably just apply it properly to begin with. Okay, so we want to be as such, correct?
Correct.
I don't know that we're all the way on there. Are we?
I can't tell.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and try to get this one soldered on here with this elbow. We're going to try to apply the heat on the elbow itself so that the solder sucks into there. So let's see how it goes. Okay, I think we're getting there. Okay, so let's inspect and see if that got it all the way around. Or do you want me to try to rotate it? So obviously you can see I didn't do a very good job because it kind of bubbled up there. But I'm more concerned.
Should still be functional.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about function than appearance here. So, does that look like it went all the way around?
I think it looks good to me.
Cool. Alright, so we kind of fast forwarded here a little bit. We were hoping to go ahead and get some more of this on video, but it got pretty hectic, so it's kind of a pain to get this one on here when it was dry fitted. I almost wish we would have soldered that and then pushed that in first. We had to kind of shove this over to get these aligned, and then this elbow ended up being a huge pain. We couldn't get this one to align because this is what we did last after all of this. So we ended up having to actually get a C-clamp on both sides, put a rag on either one, and push it in to try to push it tight to bottom out. If anybody has any better tips, I'd be interested to hear them. So we got this one that goes up now. If you remember from the first part, this replaces the blue PEX, PVC PEX that was going up there. And then this piece is the piece that was all hanging there. We ended up cutting out a couple of those connections and just replacing this all with new. So obviously the solders don't look very good, but hopefully they hold water and we can be good to go. I did want to mention this. We ended up buying this, I think it was like 15 bucks or something, flame retardant, so then we can go ahead and just put that up there. It keeps the flames off your PVC so you don't end up with stuff like that. We used the MAP gas, which heated it up a lot faster than the propane. You could hear it kind of boiling some of the leftover residual water out of the pipes. So we're going to come back, clean off any of the extra flux, just wipe this down with a damp rag, turn the water back on, and hope for no leaks.